if you had any thoughts on Crawford saying, I know you guys been going back and forth and stuff like that, but I just want to know if you had any thoughts on Crawford saying that, eventually when he does fight you, he'll beat you pretty easily, and probably just like your overall thoughts on him beating Avanesyan via 6-round knockout.
Man, I didn't get to see his fight. I've never heard of what he's done. I never heard of his opponent. I've been really focused on what I got in front of me, and I'm not even worried. Man, everybody say they gonna beat somebody, this and that. Man, I don't say. All I see is him riding off the names of the PBC fighters. Like, he ain't even trying to really fight nobody for real. These people over here is a whole different ball field. You know what I'm saying? He playing in the AFL. I'm NFL, top tier. Got all the rings. I'm Tom Brady, the black one.
If you live for the cheers, you'll die by the boos. It's very funny to me how Bud Crawford tries to flip the narrative on comments that he just fought a nobody. In full disclosure, let's just get this out of the way, right? Because I know some people, regardless of what I say, will automatically label me a Terrence Crawford hater. I've been a fan of Terrence Bud Crawford since before he fought Gamboa. I really respect his skill set, and I'm proud of the guy. How he supports his kids, who are young, aspiring athletes, and how he holds down his longtime girlfriend. That's commendable to me. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about this avocado fight. Let's just be completely honest. Casual fans barely know about Terrence Bud Crawford. That's why his past promoter Bob Arum had issues promoting his fights or even breaking even, because those fights didn't do real numbers. With that being said, nobody on the planet almost knew who David Avanesyan was. Nobody talked about him. Even ESPN didn't know who the guy was. But of course, Bud Crawford fanboys will say, well, he was ranked top 6 in all the sanctioning bodies. Come on, dog. Let's be for real. We're talking about the elites in the welterweight division of boxing. Bud Crawford claims to be the best of these at the welterweight division. This dude isn't even in that circle of conversation. Never has been and never will be. That's not a disrespect to his career, because any man willing to step into the ring is a courageous human being. But as we all know, there's levels to this shit. And Mr. Avocado, he is not on that level at all. The whole point of the critical comments towards Terrence Bud Crawford was that we knew exactly what would happen in this fight. And sure enough, he played around with him for 4 or 5 rounds, and then he got him out of there in the 6th. To celebrate that victory and that win in the ring and be proud of himself, I'm all for that. But then to get online and claim that people complaining about said fight actually watched the fight, this man is completely and clearly detached from reality. You do know there's this thing called highlights, right? Just because people are commenting on it doesn't mean they sat down and watched that whole fight or even paid for it at all. He also decided to once again call himself #1 pound for pound. Personally, I'm cool with that, because you're supposed to think that way about yourself. But to argue with the fans because they don't think so as well is crazy. It's like, bro, you're an elite fighter fighting a bunch of handicap fights. No, literally. One of his most recent fights, he fought a guy with basically one leg. He was bragging about that fight too on his Twitter account. It's quite weird how athletes like Terrence Bud Crawford want the attention and the acknowledgement of the fans, but as soon as the fans or the consumers express their dissatisfaction with what they are paying for, they're automatically called haters or something weird or derogatory. Am I being a hater because it's being reported that he only did 15,000 pay-per-view buys? Am I being a hater because it's reported that he lied about the $10 million he was supposed to be getting and is only bringing in about 4 or 5 million possibly? Yeah, I know the first thing that an ignorant person would say is, oh, why are you pocket watching? Look, if I were to bring 4 or 5 million home, that would be the most beautiful thing in the world to me personally. But you see, I bring up the money because they were using the money as an excuse for why he didn't sign the contract to fight Errol Spence Jr. Remember all that talk about, oh, he's getting 10 million guaranteed. I will go fight Mr. Avocado as well. Yeah, so now all of those excuses and all of the foolishness, it looks like was a lie and a cover-up. You see, it's not about the pay-per-view buys or the money that Bud is taking home to his family. I'm all for whatever a man can take home to his family. That's good in my book. What it's about is the smoke and mirrors. It's about the lies. It's about the projection of being the greatest, but not fighting the greatest. Errol Spence Jr. last fight was $40 more than Bud's recent fight, and it racked up about 300,000 pay-per-view buys. Not because everyone liked his opponent. It's because everyone knew the level of competition was for real. Yordenis Ugas was a proven welterweight against the likes of Manny Pacquiao and Shawn Porter. Not even to mention that the world knows Errol the Spence Jr. is really the truth. The big fish was really in the building. Bud responds to these types of comments because he knows the validity of what's being said. He knows that he's been taking easy fights. He also knows that Errol Spence Jr. holds 3 of the belts in the welterweight division. You can't call yourself the greatest in the division if someone else has more belts in that same division than you do. Like I said before, I really want to see the Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. fight. Only time will tell if 2 of the greats of our era will get in the ring and mix it up. For the Bud Crawford fanboys that can't be objective while all this foolishness is going on, find something else to be ignorant about. Deuces.